channel. I'm Pete, and my brother from another mother, Julian, is northeastbound actually. He'll be dropping his wife off in upper state, New York, and going on to Massachusetts and turning around to come back, and I'll probably meet up with him in a week or so. Thank you for having us into your personal space. In the earlier videos, I talked about I would share some law enforcement stories. So, well, hey, why not? Got one for you. I was a K-9 officer. Probably been doing narcotics for roughly, I don't know, 4 months, maybe longer. Excuse me. Sitting in the middle on I-40, this car gets into the hammer lane. He's going westbound. I'm facing eastbound in the middle, and he wiggles, you know, and I'm like, what is he doing? You know, of course, speed-wise, he's okay, but when he flies by me, he stares me down. Because there's no law against that, and so did his passenger. And the car was, well, you guys ever seen a meth car? I mean, then you know what I'm talking about. You know, it definitely associates. That's what I associate. You know, so they had a little look in the rearview mirror, and they still got that wiggle. I'm like, what are they doing? So I pull out, turn around, pull out, and go after them. I pull them over. I angle my car, and for some reason, I hit the button to roll my window down. Okay? K-9 Halo's in the back, slides open. He's got his head out, you know, he wants that, you know, oh, good boy, you know, that kind of thing. I get out, and it's like the windows went up when I could see through them clearly earlier, but now the windows are up and they're tinted. I'm like, oh, okay. So I stop at the rear of the vehicle, put my handprint on it. It's not just my handprint, it's my DNA. And I'm also checking to make sure that trunk is closed. I don't want no surprises. So I yell at the driver, or I raise my voice, tell the driver to roll down all his windows. So the driver does. All the windows come down. And I can look in there, I can see that it's occupied 2 times. The plate, I forgot to mention this, but I've already ran the plate. Plate came back free and clear. And I noticed the driver's jittery. So is the passenger. Well, anyways, you know, I said, you know, passenger, put your hands on the dash, and driver, stick your hands out the window, please. Driver complies. And I'm like, move closer. Now the driver I'm content with, so I have him replace his hands on the steering wheel. And I'm asking him where's he headed today. You know, I think, or I believe this is going to lead to is a possible DUI. Or driving while impaired, driving while intoxicated, driving while on freaking drugs, you know. So I'm talking to this guy. Everything's wrong. So I asked him to step out of the vehicle. Now, I'm getting him, he's coming out of the vehicle. And as I'm bringing his arm up to bring him out, I want to get him away from traffic. I want to bring him around, get it out of the way of the traffic of the highway to the other side of the car. Well, as soon as I do that, Halo is jumping through the back door and attacking this guy in the passenger seat. So I throw this guy down on the ground, I handcuff him, I pick him up, I pull him around the front of the car, I get in the car, you know, give the command to release. Halo releases, I grab the guy, I handcuff him. There sits a fucking pistol right there. Now let's go from the dog's point of view. Halo watches me. He's got my back, okay? Now I'm also discussing this from my camera point of view too, because I got a camera on the car. Halo sees the guy turn, and I don't. Lean over and pull out a pistol. Halo comes through the center, squeezes through the center, jumps out my window door, hauls ass and jumps through the back window of the car and attacks that guy. I mean, chews the hell out of his hand. Well, my heart's in my throat, you know. While I was pulling this guy around, and I don't know, I'm not an octopus, but somehow I'm pulling this guy around, and I'm just yelling on the radio, you know, I need some backup, I need some backup. And they're hearing Halo going off, you know, or fighting, whatever. And so after I about get this guy off, units were coming east. There was one that had cleared traffic and was less than a quarter mile from me, so he closed that distance fast. And another one had just got on the interstate because I went out on traffic. He wanted to come to make sure I was okay. So, you know, so while I'm getting this guy, this one's on the ground, I'm getting this dude over here, moving him on the ground, and I'm handcuffing him, and there's a weapon, and there's Halo just sitting there, wagging his tail, smiling at me, and then looking back at this guy and giving him like, you move, motherfucker, and I'm gonna bite you. Kind of that aspect of it. The units support arrive, and Oklahoma, like many other states, have meth problems, okay? Methamphetamines. Well, they had a little mini meth lab cooking in the trunk of the car. What that consists of is 2-liter bottles, propane tanks, God knows what else. I just called the fire department for hazmat to handle that. But they were in the process of driving and cooking. I don't know if they still do that today or not. But that's a road story. Thought I'd share it with you. Thank you again for letting me in your personal space. You know, be safe. And if the rubber's down, keep it down. If it goes up, hopefully it lands down. Be safe and catch you next time. Bye.